Hello friends, welcome to Premier UPSC IAS. So this is the part 4 of Art and Culture for Prelims UPSC IAS. Let's start calendars and Hindu months. Calendar. A calendar is a system of organizing days for social, religious, commercial or administrative purposes. This is done by giving names to periods of time, typically day, week, month and year. A date is the designation of a single specific day within such a system. A calendar is also a physical record of on paper of such a system. A calendar can also mean a list of planned events such as court calendar. Lunar calendar. The months in the various calendar forms are divided into pakshas or fortnights, weeks and days. The two pakshas or fortnights under the lunar calendar are the following: Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. Shukla Paksha, the brief half, the bright half, which starts with the day following the new moon, and Krishna Paksha, the dark half, which starts with the day following the full moon. The lunar day is called Tithi or Vasara, whereas the solar day is called Divasa. Hindu calendar or Panchanga. Panchanga or the Hindu calendar takes into account Panch, that is five angas or limbs such as year, month, paksha, tithi, ghatika, or alternatively Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, and Karna. The four eras or yugas. According to Hindu beliefs, yuga refers to an epoch or an era with a four-age cycle. The four-age cycles or yugas in ascending order are the following. Satya Yuga or Krita Yuga equals 1 lakh, okay, 17 lakh 28,000 years, and Treta Yuga equals to 12 lakh 96,000 years, and Dwapara Yuga equals to 8 lakh 64,000 years, and Kali Yuga equals to 4 lakh 32,000 years. Classification of Indian calendar forms. In India, various forms of calendars came into picture based on the various eras to which it relates. They are following: Vikram Samvat, Saka Samvat, Hijri calendar, and Gregorian calendar. Vikram Samvat. According to the popular tradition, the legendary king Vikramaditya of Ujjain established the Vikrama Samvat era after defeating the Sakas. The Vikram era started 56 years before the Christian era, that is around 56 BC. It is in force in almost all of India except the region of Bengal. It is a lunar calendar based on the ancient Hindu calendar. The new year begins with the first day after the new moon in the month of Chaitra, which usually falls in the month of March or April in the Gregorian calendar. The 0 years under Vikram Samvat is 56 BC. It has 354 days in a year divided into 12 months, namely Chaitra, Vaisakha, Jeshta, Ashadha, Shravana, Bhadrapada, Asvina, Kartika, Margashirsha, Pausha, Magha, and Phalguna. Saka Samvat. This calendar form was initiated by King Shalivahan in 78 AD. Its year zero begins near the vernal equinox of the year 78. Saka calendar begins on 22nd March every year, except in Gregorian leap years when it starts on 21st March. The Saka calendar is both solar and lunar with lunar months and solar year. It has same number of months as the Vikram era. Saka calendar starts with Chaitra, followed by Vaisakha, Jeshta, Ashadha, Shravana, Bhadrapada, Ashwina, Kartika, Margashisha, Pausha, Magha, and Phalguna. Hijri calendar is Arabic origin. Previously named as Amul Fil, it changed to Hijri or Hijra after the death of Prophet Muhammad to commemorate his hijrat from the Mecca to Medina, which took place in the 52nd year of his life in 622 AD. This year began the 0 years for the Hijri era. A year under this calendar is lunar and is divided into 12 months, having 354 days in a year. Gregorian calendar. This calendar is based on the birthday of the founder of Christianity, Jesus Christ. It is a solar year commencing from the first day of January. It consists of 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 46 seconds. National Calendar of India. The Shaka calendar used as the official civil calendar in the country is the National Calendar of India. The Shaka calendar was adopted as the national calendar in the year 1957 by the Calendar Reforms Committee set up by the Government of India. It came into use from March 22, 1957, according to the Gregorian calendar, which was actually Chaitra 1, 1879, according to the Saka Samvat. It was adopted as the national calendar of India in order to synchronize the usage of 30 different kinds of calendars used in India at that time. Fairs and festivals in India. Sanskriti Kumbh. The Ministry of Culture is organized Sanskriti Kumbh, a 29 days culture extravaganza at Kumbh Mela area, Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Kumbh Mela is one of the oldest and the largest congregation in the world, which is attended by millions of people irrespective of all caste, creed, sex, and region. The recognition of Kumbh Mela has been significantly enhanced at the global level as the UNESCO has inscribed Kumbh Mela on the list of intangible cultural heritage for humanity in 2017. 8th century Saint Shankaracharya popularized the festival among the people. The Kumbh Mela is held 4 times over the course of 12 years in rotation between 4 Hindu pilgrimage places on 4 sacred rivers such as banks of Ganga, Haridwar, confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, Prayagraj or Allahabad, banks of Godavari, Nasik, banks of Shipra, Ujjain. 7th century Chinese traveler Huan who came to India during the rule of Harshavardhana, also writes about the mega event of the Kumbh Mela. Batukamma. Batukamma, that means Mother Goddess Come Alive, is a colorful floral festival of Telangana. It is celebrated towards the end of monsoon. Batukamma is a beautiful flowered stack of different unique seasonal flowers, most of them with medicinal value, arranged in 7 concentric layers in the shape of temple gopuram. The final day of Batukamma, known as Peda or Saddula Batukamma, falls 2 days before Dasara. The Pochampalli Ikat saris also have GI tag in their name. Nongkrem Dance Festival. Nongkrem Dance Festival was celebrated at Smith Village in Khasi Hills of Meghalaya. It is an annual dance festival celebrated for the harvest, thanksgiving, and for peace and prosperity for all the community people. It is one of the most important festivals of Khasi tribe, Hima Khairim, during which men, women, and children dance to the tunes of drums and pipes. The celebration begins with the sacrifice of a goat. In fact, the word Nongkrem means goat killing ceremony. A special dance is performed by the men called Hashad Masti, in which they hold the sword in their right hand and a whisk in the left hand. Hornbill Festival. The Hornbill Festival is one of the largest celebrations of the indigenous warrior tribes of Nagaland. The aim of the festival is to revive and protect the rich culture of Nagaland and display its extravaganza and traditions. The festival is named after hornbill, one of the most venerated bird species in the state whose importance is reflected in a number of tribal cultural expressions, songs and dances. It starts on 1st December, which happens to be Nagaland Formation Day and lasts for 10 days. Christmas. It is observed on December 25 to commemorate the birth of Jesus. On this day, gifts are given, Christmas cards are exchanged, Christmas trees are decorated. There are special prayers and celebrations in church on this day. Santa Claus brings gifts to children on Christmas. Ramzan. It is the Islamic month of fasting in which participating Muslims refrain from eating, drinking, and sexual relations from dawn until sunset. Fasting is intended to teach Muslims about patience, humility, and spirituality. It is a time for Muslims to fast for the sake of God and to offer more prayer than usual. Easter. Easter is the oldest and earliest Christian festival. Easter is the day when Jesus Christ was crucified, and the Christians offer prayers and services in the churches. On this day, Jesus Christ arose from the deathbed and ascended into heaven. Easter eggs and Easter bunnies are a major attraction during Easter as the festival of rejuvenation of life and living. Places of historical and cultural significance. Historical and cultural places. India is a land for cultural diversity. Each state, city, and village is unique in itself and has a history that stretches back to infinity. Some of the towns and cities are religious centers that attract people from all over the world. Some towns have an intense history and their historical monuments become points of public attraction. Place, monument, and importance. Agra. Situated on the banks of the Yamuna, this city is a medieval marvel. Monuments present in Agra are Taj Mahal, Agra Fort, Fatehpur Sikri, and Akbar Tomb. First three places, that is Taj Mahal, Agra Fort, and Fatehpur Sikri, have been declared to be the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Agartala. It is the capital city of the state of Tripura and it is situated on the banks of Howrah River. Ujjayanta Palace and Lakshmi Narayan Temple are the monuments present. Important tribal festivals like Kharji and Gariya Puja are also celebrated here in Agartala. Ahmedabad. It is the former capital of Gujarat state and the largest city in the state. Given the status of historic city as a World Heritage Cultural Site by UNESCO to Ahmedabad, people perform Garba, a folk dance of the Gujaratis. Aurangabad. Ajanta caves are situated in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra state. Ajanta caves 29 rock-cut Buddhist cave monuments. They were made a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983. The major art figures related to Buddhism and many tales from the Jatakas have been depicted on the walls of the caves in Aurangabad. Amritsar. It is a historically important city in the state of Punjab. Sri Harmandir Sahib or the Golden Temple present in Amritsar. Other major places in Amritsar are Gobindaghar Fort and Ram Bagh Garden. UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2004 was given to the Golden Temple. The city is also in proximity to the Wagah border that divides India and Pakistan. Chandigarh. It is a union territory and is the capital of Haryana and Punjab. Chandigarh Legislative Assembly and Rock Garden, Rose Garden. This city is an architectural marvel as it is the first planned city in India, that is Chandigarh. The master plan for the city was made by the very famous Swiss French architect Le Corbusier. Mumbai, it is the commercial capital of India. Victoria Terminus renamed Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus in 2004. These monuments have been declared as World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. Church Gate in 2009 and the Victorian and Art Deco Ensemble of Mumbai in 2018. It is home to the Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange of India and Reserve Bank of India, etc. Delhi. It has been the epicenter of Indian culture and heritage. Humayun's tomb, Qutub Minar complex, Red Fort complex, Jantar Mantar, the tomb of Safdar Jung, India Gate and Rashtrapati Bhavan. About 1200 heritage buildings, 175 important national heritage sites. Most of them have been declared as World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. Dholavira. It is an ancient archaeological site situated in the Kutch district of Gujarat. Dockyard at Dholavira Harappan site. It has been added to the tentative UNESCO World Heritage Sites list in 1998. Bodh Gaya. It is situated in Bihar and one of the sacred places of those who believe in Buddhism. Mahabodhi temple, other major places are Uruvela, Vajrasana, Mahabodhi or Sambodhi. It is supposed to be the place where Gautama Buddha attained enlightenment, Nirvana. UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2002 was given to this Mahabodhi temple. Moving forward, let's continue with Indian music. Hindustani music. Evolution of music in North India. The Hindustani music originated in the North India during the 13th and 14th century. It focuses more on musical structure. It has been influenced by various elements such as Arab, Persian, and Afghan elements. Hindustani music adopted the scale of Shuddha Swar Saptak or the octave of natural notes. In ancient times, it has been passed from one another through Guru Shishya Parampara. Important schools of Hindustani music. Dhrupad. It is one of the grandest forms of Hindustani music which reached its peak during the period of Akbar. Proponents of Dhrupad at that period of time were the following: Baba Gopal Das, Swami Haridas, and Tansen. Drupad's style can be further divided into the following gharanas. Dagari Gharana. The Dagar family sings in the Dagar Vani. Dagars are Muslims but usually sing Hindu texts of gods and goddesses. Darbhanga Gharana. The proponents of this school are the Malik family. They sing the Khandarwani and Goharwani. Betaya Gharana. The exponents of the Gharana are Mishras. They sing Noharwani and Khandarwani. Khayal. The origin of this style can be traced to Amir Khusro. The popularity of this style among the singers is mainly due to the greater scope for improvisation it offers to them. The theme of Khayal is usually romantic in nature. Following are the important gharanas of Khayal: Gwalior Gharana, Kirana Gharana, and Agra Gharana. Thumri. The compositions of this style are mainly romantic and devotional. It is based on mixed ragas and is considered as semi-classical Indian music. The compositions are usually sung in a female voice. The important gharanas of Chumri are the following: Banaras Gharana and Lucknow Gharana. Begum Akhtar, Pandit L.K. Pandit, and Malini Rajurkar are the famous proponents of Chumri. Ghazal. A ghazal is a poetic form of rhyming couplets. It is said to have originated in Iran in the 10th century AD. Ghazal was spread in South Asia by the influence of Sufi, reached its zenith during the Mughal period. Important ghazal singers are Ghulam Ali, Pankaj Udas, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, etc. Tappa. This style originated from the folk songs of Punjab, but developed into a piece of semi-classical Indian music under the Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah. Carnatic music. Evolution of music in South India. Carnatic music is one of the prominent forms of Indian classical music. It is mainly confined to southern India, especially in the states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. While the classical music of the rest of the country is under the name of Hindustani, the main emphasis in the Carnatic music is on the vocals. The music is created in the traditional octave form and the music is based kriti or works of bhakti saints and focuses more on sahitya or the lyric quality of the musical piece. Composition of Carnatic music. Every composition of Carnatic style consists of several parts which can be divided into Pallavi. It is the first thematic lines of the composition. Anupallavi, the stanza that follows the Pallavi. Varnam, this part reveals the raga of the composition to the audience. Raga Malika, this is the concluding part of the Pallavi. In this part, there is a scope of improvisation for the artist. Theoretical system of Carnatic music, Swara. Swara is a Sanskrit word that connotes a note in the successive steps of the octave or the seven steps in the Indian classical music. They include Sa, Sasda, Re, Rishabha, Ga, Gandharva, Ma, Madhyama, Pa, Panchama, Dha, Daivata, and Ni for Nishada. That makes Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni. Raga. The ragas form the basis of the melody and are akin to the melodic tone of Indian classical music. Each melodic element of the raga is similar to the distinct subject of personality and the mood evoked by the sounds. According to the number of notes in the raga, they are divided into three main types of ragas. Audava raga is the pentatonic raga contains five notes. Sadhava raga is the hexatonic raga contains six notes. Sampurna raga is the heptatonic raga contains seven notes. Tala. The rhythmic groupings of beats are called as tala. Raga is associated with the melody while tala is associated with rhythm. Important personalities of the Carnatic music are Dr. Balamurali Krishna and M.S. Subbalakshmi. Hindustani music and Carnatic music. Differences. Hindustani music practiced in northern India and parts of the Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Carnatic music is confined to southern India only. It is Hindustani music is influenced by Persian, Arab, and Afghan, whereas Carnatic music is indigenous. They have substyles and gharanas. Carnatic music has only one style of singing and no substyles or no gharanas. Lot of scope of improvisation in Hindustani music, little scope of improvisation in Carnatic music. Adherence to time in Hindustani music not does not adhere to time in Carnatic music. Instruments are equally important as the vocals in Hindustani music. More emphasis on vocal music than on the instruments in Carnatic music. Important instruments used are tabla, sarangi, sitar, santoor, flute, and violin in Hindustani music. Important instruments used are veena, mridangam, mandolin, flute, and violin in Carnatic music. Indian music instruments. Types of music instruments. The music instruments can be broadly divided into four major categories depending on the means by which sound is produced in the instrument. Avand or Avanadhavadya, membrophones, percussion instrument. Sushirvadya, aerophones, wind instruments. Ghanavadya, ideophones, solid instruments. Tal or Tatavadya, chordophones or string instruments. Avanad or Avanadhavadya. These are also called as percussion instruments since the player has to strike or scrap or strike them with hand or another similar instrument to produce a musical sound. These are believed to be the oldest musical instruments. The most ancient among the Avanadhavadya are the Bhumi, Dundubi or earth drum. These are also called membranophone instruments as they contain an outer membrane which is beaten to generate a particular sound. Generally, they have either one or two faces, usually covered with animal skin or hide. They are made by stretching the animal's skin across a metal or earthen pot, wooden barrel, or frame. For example, tabla, mridangam, drum, dhol, congo. Sushiravadya. The sound is produced by blowing air into a hollow column. Hence, they are also called as wind instruments. The pitch of the note is determined by controlling the air passage. Melody is played by using the fingers to open and close the air passage in the instrument. The simplest and the popular instrument of this group is the flute. Other wind instruments include harmonium, shehnai, pungi, nadaswaram. Ghanavadya. These are the earliest among the musical instruments created by the man and also called solid instruments. Once the instrument is constructed, they do not require any special tuning. Principally, they are rhythmic in function and are best situated to accompany the folk and tribal music and dance. Different Ghanavadya include Ghatak, Jaltarang, Kanch Tarang, Manjira, Jhanj, and Khartal. Examples of Ghanavadya. Tal or Tatavadyam. These instruments produce sound by vibration of strings which are made up of metal, silk, vegetable fiber, or nylon. The string may be struck, rubbed, bowed, plucked, or occasionally blown by the wind to produce sound. The degree to which a string is tightened determines the pitch of the note. Different string instruments include santur, veena, violin, sarangi, and sitar. Musical instruments used in Hindustani and Carnatic styles. In Hindustani music, sitar, santur, tabla, sarang, flute, and violin, whereas in Carnatic music, veena, mridangam, mandolin, flute, and violin. Indian dance forms. Classical dances. Classical dances established its roots in India since the Vedic times. It is deeply associated with religious rites, the performance of gods and goddesses, and maintaining the divine and spiritual concept of race. All these dances are mainly governed by the guidelines laid down in Natya Shastra written by Bharata Muni. The Guru Shishya Parampara is the core of the classical art form in India. Presently, there are 8 dance forms are accorded with the classical status in India. Classical dance forms. Bharatanatyam, Tamil Nadu. Kuchipudi, Andhra Pradesh. Kathakali, Kerala. Mohiniyattam, Kerala. Odissi, Odisha. Manipuri, Manipur. Kathak, Uttar Pradesh. And Satriya in Assam. Bharatanatyam. It is one of the oldest classical dance forms. Bharatanatyam derives its name from Bharata Muni and Natyam, which means dance in Tamil. Lasya and Tandava elements are equally important in this dance. The origin of this dance can be traced to the solo dance performance of Devadasis, temple dancers to the Carnatic music in Tamil Nadu. This art had become nearly extinct after the decline of Devadasi system and lack of patronage. The efforts of the prominent freedom fighter E. Krishna Iyer and Rukmini Devi Arundale helped in reviving this dance form. Efforts of Rukmini Devi Arundale brought global recognition to this dance form. She also introduced numerous changes to the costumes of dancers. Classification of Bharatanatyam. Alaripu, Jatiswara and Shabda. Alaripu. It is the beginning of dance with simple poses and movements. It seeks to get the blessing from God. Jatiswara. It is the pure form of dance in which body movements are synchronized with a particular swara and its raga and tala. Shabda. It includes abhinaya or act in the song which generally praises the glory of God. Varnam. Dance and emotion synchronized with raga and tala. Padam. It is a mastery over abhinaya expressed by the performer. Javali. Short love lyrics performed at a faster tempo. Tillana. It is the last stage of performance which comprises of pure dance, high-spirited body movements, and complicated variations in rhythm. Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi originally was used to be performed by a group of actors, mainly male, going from village to village known as Kuselavas. Kuchipudi derives its name from a village in Andhra Pradesh called Kuselavapuri. The recital of Kuchipudi is based on Bhagavata Purana, but it has a secular theme. Under the patronage of Vijayanagara and Golconda rulers, Kuchipudi became a prominent dance form. Both Lasya and Tandava elements are equally important in Kuchipudi dance form. Performance of Kuchipudi consists of the following steps like Adavus, Jatis, Jatiswara, Tirmanas, and Tillanas. In Kuchipudi, an expression is also delivered through Padas, Varnas, Shabdas, and Slokas. And these features are similar to Bharatanatyam also. The dancer may perform the role of both a singer as well as a dancer during the performance. The music is of dance is Carnatic. Lakshmi Narayana Shastri brought recognition to this dance form. In the present century, Kuchipudi is changing its character greatly to solo items. Kathakali. Kathakali is a classical dance form of Kerala. It derived its name from the act itself, where Katha means story and Kali means drama. The traditional acts like Ramanattam and Krishnanattam performed in temples under the patronage of feared lords became the source of Kathakali. So Kathakali came into the patronage of feudal lords. Renowned Malayalam poet Valathul Narayana Menon played a prominent role in its revival and was patronized by Mukunda Raja. Kathakali is a dance drama, but the actor here does not speak. It is performed in an open-air theatre or in temple premises. Brass lamp is used for lighting. Kathakali mainly depicts the eternal conflict between God and evil and most of its presentations. The representation of rasa through the movement of eye and eyebrows is the most remarkable feature of Kathakali. For this, performer needs to undergo strenuous training. Performers wear a mask like elaborate facial makeup, which is governed by the complex symbolism of color, line, and design. Each character, like heroes, anti-heroes, villains, demons, snacks, and king, have a prescribed makeup and costume. Color combination of facial makeup determine the type and mood of the character in the play. These are Pacha, Katti, and Tadi, Velupu Tadi, Chuvapu Tadi, and Karupu Tadi. Famous proponents of Kathakali are the following: Guru Kunchukurup, Gopi Nath, and Rita Ganguly. Mohiniyattam. Mohiniyattam is a classical dance form of Kerala which gained its prominence under the rulers of Travancore. It was revived by the famous Malayalam poet Valathul Narayana Menon and along with Kalyani Ammal. Mohini means beautiful women and Attam means dance as it generally narrates the story of the feminine dance of Lord Vishnu. It is mainly a solo dance that incorporates Lasya and Tandava styles. But Lasya is given more importance due to the predominant feminine nature of the dance. White and off-white are the prominent color used in costumes of Mohiniyattam. Performer of Mohiniyattam symbolizes the element of air. It includes a unique style of dancing with feet and legs apart and knees are bent to a great extent and the rhythmic syllable words are used in recitation. One can witness the perfect synchronization of the dancer's feet with the beats of the drum. The main proponents of the Mohiniyattam are the following: Sunanda Nair, Madhuri Amma, and Jayaprabha Menon. Odissi. Odissi derived its name from Uddara mentioned in Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra. Paintings in Khandagiri Udaygiri caves provides us some of the early examples of Odissi dance. It was patronized mainly by the Jaina king Kharavela and was primarily performed by Maharis. Kavichanda Kalicharan Patnaik played a prominent role in the revival of this dance form after the independence. Later efforts of Charles Fabry and Indrani Rahman brought international recognition to this dance form. In Odissi, mudras and postures used for expressing emotions are similar to that of the Bharatanatyam. The three bent forms of dance called Tribhanga posture is an important feature of Odissi. Odissi dance includes a combination of Natya with the element of Ching. Geometrical shapes and patterns are created with the dancer's body, hence it is called as mobile sculpture. Odissi dance music is Hindustani. Elements of Odissi include the following: Mangalacharan, Patunitya, Pallavi, and Tarijham. The main proponents of this dance are the following: Guru Pankaj Charandas and Guru Kelu Charan Mohapatra. Manipuri. The mythological origin of the Manipuri dance is traced to the celestial dance of the Shiva and Parvati along with the Gandharvas in the valley of Manipur. With the advent of Vaishnavism, this dance form gained more prominence. Rabindranath Tagore introduced it in Shantiniketan, thereby brought back the prominence of this dance form in modern times. Manipuri emphasis on devotion. It incorporates elements of both Tandava and Lasya, but more emphasis is given to Lasya. The body connected through curves in shape of eight called Nagabandha. Mudras are an important feature of Manipuri dance form. Raslila is recurring crime of Manipuri dance form. Cymbals, drums, flute, horns, esraj, tambura and mridang are some of the important instruments used in Manipuri dance. Famous proponents of Manipuri dance form are the following: Jhaveri sisters and Guru Bipin Singh. Kathak is a traditional dance form of Uttar Pradesh. This dance derived its name from Kathika or storyteller who recites verses from the epics along with the music and gestures. During the times of Mughals, it has influenced by Islamic and Persian features, especially the dancing styles and costumes. Lady Leela Sukhi revived the classical style of Kathak during 20th century. Kathak dancers follow vertical lines with no breaks and definition. Footwork is very important in training of the dancers. Performance of Kathak is there along with the Hindustani music. It consists of different gharanas like Lucknow, Jaipur, Raigarh, and Banaras. Jugalbandi is one of the main features of Kathak dance. It showcases a competitive play between dancer and tabla player. Gatbar is the dance without music or chanting. Mythological episodes are outlined through this. Kathak was usually accompanied by Drupad music. Drupad, during the Mughal period, taranas, thumris, and ghazals were introduced later. Main proponents of Kathak are Lacha Maharaj, Shambhu Maharaj, and Birju Maharaj. Satriya. Sankaradeva, Vaishnava Bhakti saint of Assam, introduced the Satriya form of dance in 15th century AD. Satriya derives its name from the Vaishnava monasteries known as Satras or Chatras, meaning distance. More emphasis is laid on the devotional aspect of dance as it narrates the mythological stories of Lord Vishnu. Dance form is usually performed by a group of male monks known as bhokots as part of their daily rituals. Cymbals, flute, and khol are the main instruments played in Satriya dance. Along with the intricate footwork, both rhythmic syllables and dance poses has been given greater emphasis in Satriya dance. It represents the elements of both Lasya and Tandava. Strict guidelines have been laid down for the hand gestures and footwork in Satriya dance. Bayan Bhayanar Nach Tharmanar Naj are the two streams evolved in the modern types when it comes to Satriya. Folk dances. Folk dances are simple and spontaneous dances without any specific requirements. These do not require elaborate makeups and props. These are performed by the local folks without any formal training. Folk dances are usually confined to a particular locality and are formed by a certain section of the people. Folk dances of central India. Gaur dance. Popular folk dance of Madhya Pradesh. Gaur means a ferocious bison. Men put headdresses with stringal cowries and plumes of peacock feathers and made their way to dancing ground. Women ornamented with brass fillets and baked necklaces with their tattooed bodies also joined the gathering. The men holding the drums usually move in a circle and create a variety of dancing patterns. As a part of the performance, they attack one another and even chase the female dancers. This dance incorporates the movements of a piston, namely charging, tossing of horns, hurling wisps of grass into the air, to name a few. Pandavani, folk dance of Chhattisgarh, a form of storytelling prevalent among the tribals of Chhattisgarh, both entertaining and educating the people. Pandavani narrates the story of the five Pandava brothers, protagonists of the epic Mahabharata. Tejan by renowned Pandavani artist. Folk dances of Eastern India, Chhau. Popular folk dance of Orissa, Bihar, and Bengal. Chhau means mask. Following are the three main styles of Chhau dance. Mayurbhanj Chhau, the mask is not used in this in Odisha. Saraikela Chhau in Jharkhand and Purulia Chhau in West Bengal. During the performance, all the Chau dancers hold swords and shields. The musical instruments used are the following: dhol, a cylindrical drum; nagara, a huge drum; and shehnai, reed pipes. The themes often revolve around mythological heroes and warriors from the Mahabharata and Ramayana. It probably originated as a martial art, which is why it comprises vigorous movements and leaps. In 2011, Chao was inscribed in the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. Jatra, folk dance of West Bengal. The name literally means going or journey. This art combines music, dance, acting, and songs. Developed by their ceremonial functions and conducted before setting out on a journey, it developed from processions about in hour of various deities. Folk dances of Northeast India. Let's continue with the folk dances of central India. Gaur dance.
Popularly folk dance of Madhya Pradesh, Gaur means a ferocious bison. Men put headdresses with stringed cowries and plumes of peacock feathers and make their way to the dancing ground. Women ornamented with brass fillets and bead necklaces with their tattooed bodies also join the gathering. The men holding the drums usually move in a circle and create a variety of dancing patterns. As a part of the performance, they attack one another and even chase the female dancers. This dance incorporates the movements of a bison, namely charging, tossing of horns, hurling wisps of grass into the air, to name a few. Kandavani, folk dance of Chhattisgarh, form of storytelling prevalent among the tribals of the Chhattisgarh, both entertaining and educating the people. Pandavani narrates the story of five Pandava brothers, protagonists of the epic Mahabharata, seasoned by the renowned Pandavani artist. Folk dances of Eastern India, Chhau, popular folk dance of Odisha, Bihar, Bengal. Chhau means mask, following are the three main styles of Chhau dance. Mayurbhanj Chhau, the mask is not used in this in Odisha. Saraikela Chhau in Jharkhand and Purulia Chhau in West Bengal. During the performance, all the Chhau dancers hold swords and shields. The musical instruments used are the following: dhol, a cylindrical drum; nagara, a huge drum; and shahnai, reed pipes. The themes often revolve around the mythological heroes and warriors from the Mahabharata and Ramayana. It probably originated as a martial art, which is why it comprises vigorous movements and leaps. In 2011, Chow was inscribed in the representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity by UNESCO. Jatra, folk dance of West Bengal. The name literally means going on a journey. This dance combines music, dance, acting, and songs. Developed from the ceremonial functions conducted before setting out on a journey, it developed from the processions brought out in honor of various deities. Folk dances of Northeast India, Bihu, popular folk dance of Assam. It is an integral part of Bihu festival of Assam. The dance performed in mid-April when the harvesting of crops is over. Young men and girls perform the Bihu dance together to the accompaniment of drums and pipes. Love forms the essence of the songs which are sung during the dance, and the dances are performed in circles or parallel rows. Cheral, folk dance of Mizoram. Dancers use a grid of bamboo poles during its performance. The dancers move by stepping alternately in and out from the base of the horizontal bamboos. They tap the bamboos open and close it in rhythmic bends. The dancers step in out of the squares formed by the bamboos with ease and grace. The pattern and stepping of the dance resemble the movements of birds and swaying of trees. Folk dance of North India. Dobhal, a dance performed mainly by the men of the Vattal tribe of Kashmir. Props of this dance include long, colorful robes and tall, conical caps studded with beads and shells. Dumhal dance is accompanied by songs which are sung by performers themselves. Also, dancers place a banner on the ground at a fixed location and they begin to dance around this banner without stepping on it. Ruo, Rauf is a folk dance of Jammu and Kashmir. It is performed during the harvest season by a group of women. The women dance in two rows. A form of chain is placed on their arms across one another's back. Bright skirts and draperies with silver ornaments are the costumes. Dancers' face is laden with smile and animation. Ras Leela. Ras Leela is a popular dance form originating in the Vrindavan and Mathura of Uttar Pradesh. The dance is based on the love stories of Radha and Krishna. Some of the dance movements are similar to that of Kathak. The expressions used are full of charm and freshness. Bhangra. Bhangra is a lively form of folk music and dance of Punjab. People sing Boliyan lyrics or couplets in the Punjabi language. Dancers play the dhol, a large drum, beating it with a stick, while others play the flute and dholak. Bhangra eventually became a part of social occasions, including weddings. Gidda. It is a folk dance of Punjab performed by women and girls. It is considered to be the female counterpart of Bhangra. Langweil dance. This is an acrobatic dance in the Tehri Garhwal region and particularly in the state of Uttarakhand, performed solely by the local menfolk. Dancer climbs a pole and balances himself on his navel on the top of the pole. To the accompaniment of drum beats and music, he balances skillfully and rotates on his belly, performing several acrobatic stunts. Folk dances of South India, Padayani, practiced in southern Kerala, associated with the festival of certain temples called Padayani or Padbeni. Such temples are in Quilon, Padhanabhitita, Alippi, and Kottayam districts. The main columns, huge masks displayed in Padayani are Bhairavi, Kali, Yakshi, Fairy, Karan, god of death, and Pakshi, bird. Dollu Kunida, prominent in Karnataka state. Large drums are adorned with clothes whose colors are similar to the skin of tiger and are hung around the necks of men. The songs used in this dance usually have religious battle fervor. The main emphasis is on the quick and light movement of the feet and legs synchronized with rhythms and beats emanating from the drums. The Dollu Kunida dance forms a part of the ritualistic dance of Dodavas of Karnataka. Thimsa. Formed in Andhra Pradesh, this dance is popular among the tribes inhabiting the Araku Valley region of Visakhapatnam. It is generally performed in local fairs and festivals of the area. Kulattam. Kulattam is a folk dance which originated in the state of Tamil Nadu. This dance form is popular in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. It is a dance performance by young girls with little stick held in hand to celebrate the birth anniversary of Lord Rama. Veeranatyam. Veeranatyam is a popular around both eastern and western region of River Godavari. Veeranatyam means the dance of the brave. It is a tribute to Lord Shiva and his form Veerabhadra. The dance consists of hand gestures, use of spears and flaming tridents. The dancer uses a big flaming plate on their palm. The dance will go on till the fire is extinguished. Folk dances of the Western India. Kalbelia dance. Performed by the women folk hailing from Kalbelia community in Rajasthan, Kalbelia community pursue their centuries-old profession of snake catching and trading the snake venom. The dance movements and the costumes bear resemblance to the slithery creatures that is snakes. It has been included in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. Dandiya Ras. It is a popular folk dance of Gujarat. Dancers are dressed in colorful costumes and they play with big sticks in their hands skillfully. Dandiya dance is accompanied by the musical instrument called the medale, played by the drummer in the center. Ghumar dance, characteristic dance of the Bhils, a tribal community in Rajasthan. This dance is performed by groups of women on auspicious occasions. The name of this dance is derived from the word ghumna, pirating. Bhavai, performed in Rajasthan. It consists of wheeled women dancers balancing nearly 7 or 9 brass pitchers as they dance dexterously, pirouetting and swaying with the soles of their feet perched on top of a glass or on the edge of a sword or on the rim of the brass thali. Garba. Garba is a famous folk dance of Gujarat. Garba refers to Garba Deep, which is an earthen pot with holes. It is a dance performed in a circular form by the villagers as well as urban women, accompanied by the rhythmic clapping. It is performed during the occasion of Holi, Navaratri, Sharad Purnima, Vasant Panchami, and other festival occasions. Indian theatre. Indian theatre's forms include the elements of acting, dialogue, poetry, and music. It is stated as a narrative form of act where dance, recitations, and music play a central role in depicting the societal ethos, local history, and culture. Early Sanskrit theatre was dominant in a society where Kalidasa, Ashwaghosha, Vishakadatta, etc. contributed immensely. Later, due to divergence towards poetry, loss of popularity, restricted creative spaces, and the advent of Muslim rulers led to the decline of the Sanskritic theatre forms. Later, the folk theatres continued the rich tradition of India. Theatre in North India, Bhandbhata, traditional theatre form of Kashmir, a unique combination of dance, music, and acting. Music is provided with surnai, nagada, and dhol. The actors of Bhandbhate are mainly the farmers. This theatre form depicts the impact of their way of living, ideals, and sensitivity in the drama. Swung. Originally, it was mainly music-based. Gradually, prose too played its role in the dialogues. Predominant in Haryana and Western UP, the softness of emotions, accomplishment of rasa, along with the development of character can be seen. The two important styles of swung are from Rohtak and Hathras. In the style of belonging Rohtak, the language used is Haryanvi, Bangru, and in Hathras it is Braj Bhasha. Nautanki, associated with Uttar Pradesh. There was a time when only men acted in Nautanki, but nowadays women have also started taking part in the performances. Among those remembered with reverence is Gulab Bai of Kanpur. She gave a new dimension to this old theatre form. Ras Leela, theatre form of Uttar Pradesh. It is exclusively based on the legends of Lord Krishna. It is believed that Bhakti poet Nanda Das wrote the initial plays based on the life of Krishna. The dialogues in prose combine beautifully with songs and scenes from the pranks of Krishna. March, traditional theatre form of Madhya Pradesh. The term March is used for stage itself as also for the play. In this theatre form, songs are given prominence in between the dialogues. The term for dialogue in this form is bold and rhyme in narration is termed vanag. The tunes of this theatre form are known as rangan. Ramban. Folk dance prevalent in Uttarakhand. It is a multi-form cultural performance. It is celebrated every year in the month of Baisakh, April, in the courtyard of Bhumiyal Devta temple situated in the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. Mask dance performed exclusively by the warrior Kshatriya caste called Bhandaris. It is included in the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Theatre in Eastern India, Jatra. Musical plays usually performed at village fairs in honor of gods or religious rituals and ceremonies. This form originated and was nurtured in Bengal. Krishna Jatra became popular due to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's influence. Earlier, Jatra used to be predominantly musical and dialogues were added at the later stage. Bhavana. It is a presentation of Ankiya Nath of Assam. Cultural glimpses of Assam, Bengal, Odisha, Mathura, and Vrindavan can be seen. The Sutradhar or narrator begins the story first in Sanskrit and then in either Brajpoli or Assamese. Theatre in Western India. Bhavai, traditional theatre form of Western India, especially Gujarat. The instruments used in Bhavai are pungal, tabla, flute, pakhavaj, rabab, sarangi, manjira, etc. In Bhavai, there is a rare synthesis of devotional and dramatic sentiments. Tamasha, traditional folk theatre from Maharashtra. It has evolved from the folk forms such as Godhal, Jagaran, and Kirtan. In Tamasha, the female actress is the chief exponent of dance movement in the play. She is known as Murki. Classical music, footwork at lightning speed, and vivid gestures make it possible to portray old emotion through dance. Theatre in South India. Dashavatar. It is the most developed theatre from the Konkan regions. The performance personifies the 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu, the god of the preservation and creativity. Apart from stylized makeup, the Dashavatar performance with wearing the mask of wood and papier-mâché. Krishnattam. It is a folk theatre of Kerala, middle of the 7th century AD, under the patronage of King Manavada of Calicut. The episodes are based on the theme of Lord Krishna. Mudiyattu. It is the traditional folk theatre form of Kerala. It is celebrated in the month of Vrishchikam, November-December. It is usually performed only in the Kali temples of Kerala as an oblation to the goddess. It depicts the triumph of goddess Bhadrakali over the Asura Darika. Teyyam. It is a traditional and extremely popular folk theatre form of Kerala. The word Teyyam is derived from the Sanskrit word Daivam, meaning God. Hence, it is called God's dance. One of the distinguishing features of Theyyam is the colorful costume and awe-inspiring headgears, Mudi, Mudiyattam or Kutiyattam. It is one of the oldest traditional theatre forms of Kerala and is based on Sanskrit theatre traditions. The prominent characters of this theatre form are the following: the Kyar, actor, Nambiar, the instrumentalist, and Nandiyar, those performing the women's role. The Sutradhar or narrator and the Vidusha or jesters are the protagonists. The emphasis of this dance is on hand gestures and eye movements, which make this dance in theatre form unique. It is officially recognized by UNESCO as a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. Yakshagana. It is a traditional theatre form of Karnataka, especially in the coastal region, performed overnight and in open-air theatres. It emerged in the Vijayanagara Empire and was performed by Jakkulavaru community. It is based on mythological stories and Puranas. The most popular episodes are from Mahabharata and Ramayana. Tiruputtu. It is the most popular form of folk drama of Tamil Nadu. Literally means street play. It is mostly performed at the time of annual temple festivals of Mariammam, rain goddess, to achieve the rich harvest. Katikaran, the Sutradhara of the Terukutu performance, gives the gist of the play to the audience, while Komali entertains the audience with his buffoonery. Burrakatha or Harikatha, a storytelling technique used in villages of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. The cast consists of one main performer and two co-performers. It is a narrative entertainment. A contemporary social problem or a Hindu mythological top story will be taken as a topic. Harikatha, also known as Kalakshepam, is a variant which narrates tales of Lord Krishna, other mythological stories, and the tales of saints. Indian puppetry. Types of Indian puppetry: string, shadow, glove, and rod. String puppetry. String puppets are also called as marionettes. Marionettes having jointed limbs controlled by strings allow far greater flexibility. Hence, these are the most articulate of the puppets. Following are the regions where this form of puppetry has flourished: Karnataka, Rajasthan, Orissa, and Tamil Nadu. Kathputli, Rajasthan. Carved from a single piece of wood, these puppets are like large dolls that are colorfully dressed. The Kathputli is accompanied by a highly dramatized version of the regional music. These puppets wear long trailing skirts and do not have legs. Puppeteers manipulate them with two up to five strings which are normally tied to their fingers and not to a prop or support. Bundi, Odisha. Made of light wood, the Odisha puppets have no legs but wear long, flowing skirts. More joints, more versatile, articulate, and easy to manipulate. Hold a wooden prop, music is drawn from the popular tunes of the region. Gombeyatta, Karnataka. Designed similar to the characters of Yakshagana theatre. Joints at the legs, shoulders, elbows, hips, and knees. 5 to 7 strings tied to a prop. Prasangas of the Yakshagana plays. Music that accompanies is dramatic and beautifully blends of folk and classical elements. Bambalattam, Tamil Nadu. Techniques of both rod and string puppets. Largest, heaviest, and the most articulate of all traditional Indian marionettes. As big as 4.5 feet in height and weighing about 10 kilograms. Preliminaries which are divided into four parts: Vinayak Puja, Komali, Amanattam, and Usankanattam. Shadow puppetry. Shadow puppets are flat figures cut out of leather, pressed against the screen with a strong source of light behind it. Manipulation between the light and the screen. Survives in Orissa, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. Tugalu Gombeata, Karnataka. Mostly small in size. Large size for kings, smaller size for common people. Tulu Bombalata, Andhra Pradesh. Largest size have jointed waist, shoulders, elbows, and knees, colored on both sides. Influenced by the classical music of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Puranas. Ramanachaya, Odisha. In one piece and have no joints, puppets. Not colored, made of deer skin. Smaller in size, largest not more than 2 feet, create very sensitive and lyrical shadows. Glove puppetry, sleeve, hand, or palm puppets, two hands emerging from just below the neck. A long flowing skirt. Manipulation technique is simple, controlled by the human hand, popular in Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, and Kerala. Pavakutu, Kerala. During 18th century, it came into existence due to the influence of Kathakali. Performers are Ilatalam, Chenda, Chingilova, and Shankha. Episodes from either the Ramayana or the Mahabharata. In Pavakutu, the height of the puppet varies from 1 foot to 2 feet. The head and arms are carved out of the wood. Face of the puppet is decorated. Rod puppetry. Rod puppets are an extension of glove puppets but often much larger and supported and manipulated by the rods from below. Mostly found in West Bengal and Odisha. The types are Putul Nauj, West Bengal. Carved out from the wood. Follow the various artistic styles. 3 to 4 feet in height, costumed like the actors of Jatra theatre form. Puppeteers themselves sing and deliver the stylized prose dialogues, a group of musicians, usually 3 to 4 in numbers, sitting at the side of the stage. Yampuri, Bihar. These puppets are made of wood. Unlike the traditional rod puppets of West Bengal, these puppets are in one piece and have no joints. As these puppets have no joints, the manipulation is different from the rod puppets and requires greater dexterity. Martial arts of India. Paika Akhada. Paika Akhada, Odisha, a combination of dance and combat earlier used by warriors now practiced as a performing art. Stay, Kashmir, use of swords and shields. Kathi Samu, Andhra Pradesh, ancient skill mastered by royal armies of the state. Bandesh, India, ancient unarmed art uses various lock holds against an armed opponent without killing them. Kirip and Saldu, Nicobar, also known as Nicobarese wrestling. Varma Aati, Tamil Nadu. Attacks are aimed at body's vital spots. Malla Yuddha, South India. Traditional combat wrestling related to other Southeast Asian wrestling styles including Laban. Famous practitioners include Siddhartha Gautama, Krishna Devaraya, etc. Mallakhamb. 12th century in Maharashtra, use of pole, rope and requires great concentration. Sipnor, Mizoram. Players use round wooden rod to play this game within a circle. UNESCO's list of tangible World Heritage Sites. Criteria. The nominated sites must be of outstanding universal value and should meet at least one of the 10 mentioned criteria. At least one of the 10. Represents a masterpiece of human creative genius. Exhibits an important interchange of human values. Bears a unique or exceptional testimony to a cultural tradition or to a civilization. Outstanding example of a type of building, architectural or technological ensemble or landscape. Outstanding example of a traditional human settlement, land use or sea use, directly or tangibly associated with events or living traditions. Contains superlative natural phenomena or areas of exceptional natural beauty and aesthetic importance. As an outstanding example representing major stages of Earth's history, outstanding example representing significant ongoing ecological and biological processes in the evolution and development, most important and significant natural habitats of for in situ conservation of biological diversity. Benefits. Protected under the Geneva Convention against destruction or misuse, international attention, tourism to the site, funds for the preservation, restoration and training if required by UNESCO. Promotes close ties with United Nations systems, access to global project management resources, creating partnerships between government, the private sector, and the NGOs to achieve the conservation goals. UNESCO Cultural Sites in India, 1983. Ajanta Caves, Ellora Caves, Taj Mahal, Agra Fort. 1984. Sun Temple Group of Monuments at Mahabalipuram. 1986. Churches and Convents of Goa, Khajuraho Group of Monuments, Fatehpur Sikri Group of Monuments at Hampi. 1987. Elephanta Caves Group of Monuments at Pattadakal, Great Chola Temples. 1989. Buddhist Monuments at Sanchi. 1993. Humayun's Tomb, Qutub Minar and its monuments. 1999. Darjeeling Himalayan Railway, West Bengal. 2002. Mahabodhi Temple Complex, Bodh Gaya, Bihar. 2003 Rock Shelters of Bhimbetka, Madhya Pradesh. 2004 Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus or Victoria Terminus, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Champaner Pavagadh Archaeological Park, Gujarat. 2005 Nilgiri Mountain Railways. 2007 Red Fort Complex, Delhi. 2008 Kalka Shimla Railway, Himachal Pradesh. 2010 Jantar Mantar, Jaipur, Rajasthan. 2013 Six Hill Forts of Rajasthan, Chittorgarh, Ranthambore, Jaisalmer, Kumbhalgarh, Amber, Gagra. 2014 Rani Ki Vav, the Queen's Tripway, Gujarat. 2016 The architectural work of Le Corbusier, Capital Complex, Chandigarh. Archaeological site of Nalanda Mahavira, Nalanda University, Bihar. 2017 Historic city of Ahmedabad. 2018 Victorian Gothic and Art Deco ensembles of Mumbai.